Hi, this is Jonathan over at American Off-Road Customs. I want to take a minute and talk about this Toyota that we just finished installing a Icon suspension package on. We do a lot of Icon stuff. They make a really great product. It's really well suited for anyone looking for medium lift, leveling kits, stuff like that. They make a lot of kits for a lot of different makes and models. They make them for Jeeps. They make them for trucks. I actually have a similar kit to this on my own truck. Forerunners. So they make a really good setup for a lot of different applications. What's really nice about their systems is that they're somewhat a la carte. So you can go ahead and pick up their already put together packages that they offer, or you can piecemeal it out and get just the things you want and get it exactly how you want it. But at the end of the day, the parts are really high quality. They're definitely upgraded over the factory parts. So I want to take a minute and just kind of showcase what we did on this particular setup. This one has basically like a 3-inch lift kit on it, and we replaced the factory strut with this Icon 2.5 coilover. Now this is a adjustable strut, so this collar on the top here we can move up and down to basically get the truck exactly level. So if you have different things like a steel bumper or a winch, or you don't, you can tailor this height to get it leveled out exactly the way you need it to be for your use, which is a really nice benefit. The other thing is this replacement upper control arm. Now this has a high articulating ball joint to replace the factory one, so it allows for this thing to travel down really far and still have a good angle without this joint binding. Now if you don't replace this, what will happen is a lot of times the weight of this axle coming down will be put on this joint and cause it to wear out prematurely. Another issue is the length of these arms are typically shorter with factory ones, and these are slightly longer, so they have clearance between the coilover itself and the arm from the down, so it's not rubbing on the spring and stuff like that. And just to give you an idea of like the difference, like this is tubular, really stout, really strong stuff. This is the factory stuff that we take off. Now it might look at quick glance like it's very similar, but if you flip it over, you can see it's just stamped steel. And sure, it's strong enough. It's not unsafe for it by any means, but it's just not really robust to be able to handle any sort of heavier tires, off-roading, things like that. Even Vegas roads sometimes can be pretty brutal, so that'll wear out really easily. And this is the factory struts that we take out. And size-wise, they're not that much different than the Icon ones we're putting in, but the main difference, if you look at the coil windings, like these are much thicker and they're much tighter together, and there's no adjustability here. So this is what it is. You get what you get, whereas this is more tailor fit and tuned for this particular vehicle. So it's a really much better overall ride. And then if we come around to the back, make sure we have a matched feel. So we have springs in the back that replace the factory ones to match the height of the front. We also have their 2.0 reservoir shocks to go with this. Now the reservoir shock, there's a lot of misunderstandings, I think, with what this is. Obviously, it adds some cool factor to it. We've got this extra spling going on in here. But the main thing that this does for you is it adds more oil to the system. And now, when you're going off-road, even if I hear this all the time, people say they're not doing anything crazy, right? They're not out there being crazy. And I don't really know exactly what that is, but they're not doing it, okay? So this, to me, is a benefit if you are maybe going a little bit faster down some washboard roads and this rear axle is going up and down pretty quickly. And when this is moving up and down, it's going to heat up that oil. And when that oil gets hot, it gets to a certain point where it loses its ability to actually dampen the movement. And that's where you hear things like shock fade. And then the rear axle just moving around like there's no shock here. When this gets that hot, that can cause the seals to fail, and basically just overall you lose your performance and can lose some stability when you're going down the road. So this reservoir allows more oil, takes a lot longer for it to get to that point. So it's a lot better for that type of application. If you're not doing that, you don't necessarily need this, but it is cool. Then the other thing we have here is this adjustable lower control arm. Now they do offer, all the different components. So this gives you the ability to adjust the length to make sure this axle is positioned exactly in the center of the wheel well. which helps make sure that your oversized tires don't rub on the fenders in here. Things like adjusting the pinion angle, so that way, as the truck is sitting higher than factory, that drive line is still angled the way that it wants to be. So that way you're not prematurely wearing out those joints. We also have an upgraded track bar back here, which we don't have connected right now. We still got to set it down and do the alignment, but that replaces the factory one, which is also adjustable, which gives us the ability to make sure that alignment is spot on. So all these components all kind of work together to give you a really good finished product that really drives fantastic. And it's a really great option if you're looking for that medium size lift, a little bit bigger tires in factory. If that's something you're looking for, make sure you hit us up.